Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on crypto4growmybag.tv. I tried to get through the crypto minute. I had 11 points to make. I wrote 14 articles, had 11 points to make from those articles, meaning I wasn't actually going to, talk about all of the articles. I couldn't get it. I couldn't get through the 11 points. Let's see if I can get through the 11 points now. The Coinbase versus SEC legal battle is actually a very big deal. And what's crazy is the judge is actually considering, I doubt it'll happen, but is actually considering a dismissal. I know it's a long shot, but the consideration is valid. It's an incredible long shot. Like I said, the consideration is valid though. So it's interesting to me that the judge is doing this. If I'm the SEC, I would be, even with the long shot, the decision to actually dismiss the case being so small, it says to me that the SEC is slipping because that should not be the case, right? If the SEC brings a case against something, brings a case, the case should go forward. It shouldn't be that, oh well, we're gonna consider this dismissal. You sit down for a minute. We're at least gonna consider this. I know it's happened before, but in the case this big, I don't know. It's a lot for me. It really is a lot. Chainlink is doing a lot. So there's a company that does blockchain analytics called Santiment, and they came out and they said, listen, Chainlink's bullish signals are ridiculous. I'm like, yeah, but you know what? Something else to be added to that is the fact that they just integrated with Circle, and that's big because transactions are going to be could be faster, and what that opens Circle up to in terms of that speed, the data, all that good stuff, it's good for both sides. I think that's why Chainlink is moving. Chainlink is making big moves. I'm still waiting to hear about more banks signing on to Chainlink's technology. As soon as you get more banks joining in on that, that's going to be like ridiculously huge. Something else that's big. Core Scientific. Core Scientific is set to come out of bankruptcy. If you don't know who Core Scientific is, Dev Shetty, Core Scientific is actually a big Bitcoin miner. I don't know how they actually wound up in that position. I would think, there were some missteps because others did not wind up in that position. But they're looking to come out of bankruptcy, and I think if they come out of bankruptcy, it'll be a strong move for that company. So that's something I'm paying attention to because Core Scientific, could represent more opportunities for making money. But please do your own research on that one. Something else that's huge in the United States, the IRS is saying that this year, no, they're not going to enforce the $10,000 rule. That means $10,000 in, crypto transactions have to be reported. They're saying they're going to hold off on that for a little bit. A little bit. You understand? It's going to happen. If I were you, you might not have to file things now, but I would be getting used to having to do that. I think they're just trying to dot all the I's and cross all the T's. So pay attention to what the IRS is saying, pay attention to what the IRS is doing, and file your taxes. If you have to pay money, that means you're making money. Now you just have to figure out how to pay less in taxes legally. Trust me, you want to do it legally. Something else that's coming up. The UN came out with a report saying Tether was used in, a number of illicit transactions. Okay. Tether shot back with, okay, that happens. It happens with many fiat, right? But how come you're not pointing out all the times that we helped you thwart crimes? Right? Like when we know it's a crime, we helped you thwart those crimes. And the report didn't mention any of that. And I'm sitting back and I'm kind of going, yeah, sometimes these narratives are just exactly that, narratives. I'm no fan of Tether, really, I'm not. But I do believe that, nothing is 100%. well, maybe your love for your kids and your pets, but no, excuse me, no, no currency, no cryptocurrency, no fiat is going to be 100% clean, right? Because we can't stop everybody from doing everything. But I think Tether in this case is correct. I think the company shooting back and saying, "Listen, wait a minute. We're not seeing how many times we helped you in this report. We're not seeing how many times we stopped, transactions, or we froze transactions. Just we're not seeing our participation being mentioned here. So Tether as a crypto might have been like that, but the issuing company shouldn't have that label to them if they're actually stepping up and helping. Can they help more? Possibly, maybe, right? I don't know everything that's going on in that space, but to label the company like that, yeah, I'm not feeling the love, as they say. And the reason why I bring this up is because we're trying to build adoption. Excuse me, and it's reports like these that are trying to rip adoption down or stop it or ebb the flow. I think that the grasp for power, right, becomes intoxicating. And at the moment that it becomes intoxicating, those people need to be removed from power. Just saying. Just saying. Take a seat. Take many seats. Be more equal in your reporting. Say they could have done more, or we think they could have done more. Not that the whole picture is, oh, they only do illicit transactions, or they're only involved in illicit transactions. It's going a bit far. That said, USDC on Tron has surpassed, in terms of trading volume for the past 3 months, has surpassed Tether. USDC is making moves, and I think we need to be paying attention. I really do think we need to be paying attention. Their deal with Chainlink, the surge because of Solana, Solana's growth, I think we should be paying attention to these things, right? All of these little things tell us how we can do things. Now, you're not going to make money off of a stable coin, but you can leverage a stable coin to handle transactions. These are the reasons why I pay attention to these things. Because it's the intricacies that make the difference. How you handle your transactions. That's what makes the difference. I will move from centralized exchange to decentralized exchange to centralized exchange if I think that if the math works out, that's going to be the transaction. Right? Instead of going direct, I'll go like this and leverage, a stable coin to flip my coins so I can make that profit. So I am paying attention to those things. And I hope you do your research and try to do the same thing. When I first got started, that's all I was ever doing was flipping from exchange to exchange to make the extra cash. At first for me and my boy, it was just a game about, can we make this transaction free? Right? And you make it free by flipping and playing the Forex game. And we would do the math on how can we make these transactions free. And at the time, we had gotten really good at it. It's a lot of work, and you have to move quickly, right? You have to kind of identify the range in which a trade has to happen during each leg of the move. And then you calculate at the end, did I make money? Did I lose money? Just what was it? And sometimes, a lot of times, we actually came out very much ahead, right? And you'll see during the numbers, when I show you guys the numbers, you'll see as we move even from resource to resource, the price differences. Like, pay attention to the price difference when I'm showing you on the big board, when I'm showing you, let's say, Ethereum's price or Bitcoin's price, and then I move to, the list and what that price says. Why? Because there's a difference between how they calculate and how they calculate. There's going to be a difference between what the number is going to be, let's say, on OKX versus Binance versus Coinbase. Okay? These are the reasons why you pay attention. There's a reason why in certain countries they'll say, oh, Bitcoin price is at this number. And you're looking there, sitting there going, not for me. It's because you're not on that exchange. Now, if you were, you might be able to make some money, right? So you flip. If let's suppose you were able to get on an exchange that has, a disparity between our numbers and that country's numbers, right? You take your money and you say, okay, I'm going to take this coin, okay, and I'm going to take my, let's say, USDC, flip it, so that way when I come back with the Bitcoin, let's say, from that other country, or when I go to that other country with my Bitcoin, I can sell my Bitcoin at a higher number, flip that to USDC, and come back home. That's literally the transaction I used to do. I used to be like, oh, well, what's the math? All right, I have some Bitcoin. Great. So if I take the Bitcoin and I transfer it over here, my transfer fee is going to be this. And then when I take my Bitcoin and I sell it over there, I'm going to make this. And then when I bring it back, it's going to cost me this. My overall profit was that. That's literally what my transaction was. Anyway, I digress. Let's get back to the news. But that's how I was saying that, that's how I was comparing USDC and USDT, USDC outpacing on Tron, outpacing Tether. That's kind of a big deal. Now, I'm also reading some news where they're saying Grayscale, BlackRock, Fidelity basically own a ton of Bitcoin. Duh. And they own most of it. They've had the most transactions, everything, all that good stuff. Yes, to be expected. Having Bitcoin spot ETFs approved is a blessing and a curse. The curse is how much Bitcoin is now in institutional hands versus us being able to get it. Sort of like, I don't know, single family homes in the United States. They're being bought up by corporations and they're being bought up by corporations looking to be rented as opposed to sold. So that means the United States is actually transferring into a renting society. You're going to start to see the people that actually own homes, that number dwindle. Why? Because these companies are buying up the single family homes and not selling them in the $500,000 range. These are things that we need to be paying attention to so that we know how to maneuver. If your family owns a home, strongly consider keeping that home in the family. Mark Yusko, he's the CEO of Morgan Creek, says that the insights on Bitcoin spot ETFs can be positive and the cryptocurrency investments are going to grow. It'll take some time. There could be a lag, but they're definitely going to grow. Again, adoption. But what he's looking at is rich people, wealthy people, institutional adoption. I keep going back to everybody that's at the retail level, right? Meaning just me, just you, just regular people at the retail level. If you own a business, I strongly tell you, strongly consider accepting crypto. That gains adoption. That can help you grow your crypto bag. It can also help your business earn more and keep more of its money. How, you might ask? It's because when you accept crypto, credit cards work differently than crypto. Credit cards have fees for the store. Credit cards have fees, right? Crypto doesn't have fees for the vendor. The fees are paid for by the customer. So if I set a price of $24.99, for those pair of boots or that ice scraper, guess what? I'm going to get that $24.99. If there was a small fee attached to the transaction, that gets paid for by the seller. The store would get all of their money. That's why I keep saying, yeah, I own a hosting company and we've integrated crypto, and I'm proud to say that we have. Period. Why? Because you can do crypto, you can do PayPal, you can do credit cards. We're going to start to see that transition from credit cards to crypto. Why? Because it's easier and faster. I have a parent company that I own. We do management consulting. We help businesses grow, make the right steps. We're starting to have people pay us in crypto. They don't want to put it on a credit card. They don't want to have to pay, look forward to that fee. It's like, oh, I'll do it via crypto because you'll get all your money. I'll pay a nominal fee on the transaction, right? Easy, fast, no waiting. It's like, boop, got paid. I start the payment, right now. 2 minutes from now, you're going to have your money. Big deal. That's what we mean by adoption. When you hear people talking about adoption, that's what they're really talking about. Adoption at the retail level. They might want to try to control Bitcoin, and I don't see how that's going to happen, or how that's actually going to wind up working, because then everybody will just move and value other crypto, right? Let's pay attention to that. Remember, I said it. Something else that I'm paying attention to. The CEO of Cantor Fitzgerald, Howard Lutnick, he predicts interest rates, crypto, and Cantor Fitzgerald's plans are all positive, but interest rates, yeah, he's thinking first quarter. Truthfully, I'm thinking the Fed is going to use first quarter data to start dropping rates late in the second quarter. Most likely third, fourth, but really I'm thinking second quarter. Because I think with all the layoffs that we're having right now, things might start to fall too fast. And they need to kind of ease into that, right? That's really what I'm thinking is going to happen. Anyway, you know what we should do? That's right. We should get into the numbers. All righty. So first, let's get into who's reporting today. Let's see. Look at all these companies that are reporting today. Holy moly. So let's start at the top in terms of trading, in terms of market cap. Prologis, Charles Schwab, U.S. Bancorp, Kinder Morgan, Discover Card, basically, Discover Financial Services, Citizens Financial. So you have a lot of regional banks that are going to start to report now, today. So we should be paying attention to that. All right. What I tell you to do if you're actually a big investor is pay attention to what sectors are kind of clustered together in terms of reporting. This actual chart that I'm looking at right now does not give me the sector that it's in, so I can actually see and group those sectors. But you have a lot of regional banks, you have a lot of big banks. U.S. Bancorp is not small. Kinder Morgan's big. Just you can take a look at the market cap for some of these companies and just go, yeah, kind of big, right? And you get down Wintrust Financial Corporation, Synovus. You're just going to see those kinds of things that are going down. I'm not going to be able to go through this whole list. What I thought about doing was creating an analytics page that will give you the list of all the companies that are reporting, but instead of just giving you a table like this, give you a write-up for each one that's reporting today. Let me know if you're interested in something like that. I think I might do it. But I was thinking about doing it for myself, kind of like I have my Excel tool. Actually, you know what? We're supposed to go over that. This is the tool that I use to see, what's moving now, what's moving later on. So it's been updated. Let's go through and see. Let me just get rid of that. I hate when I see those. So all the losers, not a lot of losers, right? And actually, nobody except for Celestia down 6%. Am I really paying attention to anything else on here? Not bad. You can see Arbitrum is moving. It was down a little bit yesterday. It's down a little bit today. I think it's a buying opportunity. Toncoin, if you're thinking the same thing, possibly. But like I said, I have a 5% rule. If it hasn't moved greater than 5%, really not paying attention, right? In one day, 5% is not going to move me. Now, if you move 5% today, 5% yesterday, now I'm paying attention, right? It really is that 5% rule for me. On the other side, sheesh, you come all the way down here before you hit that 5% rule. But Chainlink is up 5%, and you should be paying attention to Chainlink for sure. Who else do we have here? Nope. ApeCoin, 10%. Big deal. Render, 10%. Okay. Helium Mobile, 11%. Helium's been making big sways, but mostly on the positive side. Beam as well, 11% up. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. Again, looking at Beam, look at that market cap. Only 16% off its high. The reason why it's only at that number is because it hasn't been around all that long. So need to pay attention to that. What else is there? Jito was down. It's making big sways in either direction. So I'm not playing with that. Pith Network, don't know enough about them. What are they, Oracle or something like that? I have to look into that. But up 12%. Again, relatively new. You can tell they're relatively new because the numbers are lower. Just saying. Dog with hat, I just giggle about it. Another big sway because it was down a lot yesterday, and now all of a sudden it's up a lot today. Again, $371 million market cap. Ugh, still not going to pay attention to that one. Still not going to play with it. I'll watch it because people are talking about it because it's funny. It's a meme. I'm not really into memes. If you are, feel free. I'm not mad at you. Do you, right? Fear and greed index, we were at 64 yesterday, deeper into greed. Today we're at 60, still greed, but really low, really approaching neutral. To me, again, if I have my DCA, dollar cost averaging, I'm looking to get in. Okay, I'm really looking to get in, and I'm looking at, should I be tapping into my dry powder? That's my stash that I'm using to maybe go buy more. And DeFi Llama, look at that. Approaching $75 billion in market cap, or I'm sorry, in total value locked. Not bad. Not bad at all. Again, I haven't said this in a while, but I'd like to be above 80 in terms of total value locked. Excuse me, because I think we move in stages. Now, again, yesterday I was talking about how I should draw a line so we can see the bulk of the movements within this space. Well, here's your line. Here's your line. Here's that nice yellow band. I've created that yellow band starting at 41,416 and ending at 44,741. That's going to be my floor, and that's going to be, respectively, that's going to be my high, right? That's what I'm looking for. Right now, we're just moving laterally. We're just taking a breather. We're just moving laterally. And remember, I want you to think about, we have less than 100 days for the halving event. We're just entering bull run season. These are the things I'm paying attention to. Oh, that's what I wanted to show you. Right now, Bitcoin is at 42,632, right? And you come over here and you say Bitcoin's at 42,713. It's only a slight difference, but a difference nonetheless, right? Again, Solana's above $100. What? Ethereum is above 2,500, which is where I really want us to be. Celestia is down a lot. And because I'm starting to get interested in Celestia, let me just put that there. Because I'm starting to get interested in Celestia, I might actually want to buy in at this moment, being that it's down. But you can see Matic is down. You can see a lot of the big boys that I actually like are down, and so that presents to me what? Buying opportunities. That's really how I look at it. Again, like I told you yesterday, I'm still looking at certain coins outperforming to date, year to date, outperforming Bitcoin, which means that on January 1st, if I bought Bitcoin, Ethereum, who's another one that's doing well? Chainlink, Injective's doing even better. Lido, depending on how you want to pronounce it. If I'd have bought those, they're all doing better than Bitcoin. And we just had the Bitcoin spot ETF. This is why I keep telling you, watch how things perform, pay attention to use cases, all that good stuff. Lido's up 24%. And if you go over to DeFi Llama, you can see, well, there you go, total value locked. $23.835 billion, right? All about liquid staking. That's that whole DeFi space. Pay attention. They're the big boys in that space. I think there are opportunities there. I really do think there are opportunities there. Anyway, this is Eddie J on crypto. I know today was a long video. There's a lot covered. I go over it more in detail in all of the articles that I've written. Just take a look below. The links to the articles are right there. Enjoy yourself. Have a great day, and do what I say. Always do your own research. If you like what I'm doing, drop me a note. Love hearing from you. If you have suggestions on how I can make the experience better for you, also, please let me know. Peter Doneth, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. I hope you're able to get in. Have a good one, everybody. Bye bye.